And last but not least, the headliner of tonight, around April. You know, there's something strange about certain relationships. You know, I always notice there are certain people that that I'm friends with. I've been friends with for many years, and in some cases, I don't even remember how it happened. Really, I mean, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine from Italy the other day, and he happens to be from my hometown, but I did not meet him over there. I know, that's the only thing that I know is that I met him here. And I absolutely cannot remember under what circumstances. But we talk almost on a daily basis, you know, we write each other on WhatsApp and stuff, you know, and one day I told him, I said, hey, do you remember how we met? I mean, who introduced us? He said, oh, I really don't know. Well, you know, it's the same thing with Ron. I really don't remember sincerely when we first met, when I first saw him, when I first heard him play. I don't know. I mean, I just know that at some point, you know, I started playing at trumpets, but everything, you know, is very vague. So I don't know how significant it is, but I think it is in some ways. Anyway, I'd just like to read a couple of things about him. Ron Aprea is extremely accomplished in his field for a guy who did not know what a saxophone was when he first started out. That's right, one of the most talented, yet somehow under the radar saxophone players around. He was going to be playing clarinet. He thought he was going to play clarinet. Ron grew up in Astoria, New York, and clearly remembers seeing Pete Fountain playing the clarinet on television. Inspired to play, Ron went to his elementary school band director, Mr. Cahill, and asked him to play what he thought was Pete's instrument, a saxophone. So that's what the school gave him. That little mistake has given the world of jazz an artist that contributes to the genre with exceptional skill to this day. Continuing to play throughout his school years, Ron finally got his own alto saxophone at age 16 and started taking lessons in a studio across the street from Radio City Music Hall. It was also during this time that Ron would frequent the famous Birdland Jazz Club on Broadway. He spent a lot of time soaking up inspiration from all of the big band and jazz legends that played the club, such as Count Basie and Blake's Jazz Messengers. Both would prove to be major influences in his career. It was at Birdland that Ron met Frank Foster, who played with and arranged for Count Basie. The two became lifelong friends. One of many prized items in Ron's memorabilia is a collection of original arrangements that Frank had written for Basie's band and then gave Ron copies for his band. Ron has spent years perfecting his musical prowess. He has played with legends like Woody Herman, Tito Puente, Bill Mays, Kitch Henderson, and Lionel Hampton. While playing with Hamp, he had the opportunity to do a recorded performance at the Smithsonian Institute, where Ron's solos were taped and placed into their archives. As part of an all-star band, Ron played at the 2001 Charlie Parker birthday tribute in Harlem. He has also been featured during performances at the Paramount Theater and the world-famous Apollo Theater. Ron performed extensively in 1998, being featured during the Lionel Hampton Jazz Festival at the University of Idaho, and as a special guest with Hamp's Big Band playing for thousands at the Planting Fields Arboretum in New York. He and his wife, jazz vocalist Angela De Niro, received a standing ovation at the event. 1998 was also the year Ron received 8 Grammy nomination entries for his production work of Angela's Swingin' with Legends album. The collaboration with Angela proved to be successful on much more than just a personal level. Ron's compositions, arrangements, and production skills are frequently heard on Angela's CDs. In 2001, the couple competed on BET TV's Jazz Discovery Showcase and won the contest. The judges, including jazz legends like Chick Corea. They also co-hosted a weekly jazz radio show called Rush Hour Rendezvous on WSHR, New York, for 2 years. Keeping the music all in the family, Ron and Angela headlined Les Nuits du Jazz Festival in Nantes, France. It's very strange because they played actually there with a good friend of mine. His name was Patrick Sossois, who was unfortunately deceased. He was one of my best friends. He was a guitar player from France. Just like to tell you this for the record that I had absolutely no idea that they had met and they had played together. And one day at their house, I saw this poster, with Patrick's name. And I said, "Oh my God, that's my friend Patrick." I didn't know. Anyway, so in Nantes, France, and their son Matt joined them as a guest violinist. Throughout his career, Ron has been in demand to write, arrange, and perform on countless albums. He finally decided to release his own record in June 2013 as a tribute to Art Blakey and his jazz messengers. The album is a mix of originals and standards, and when writing for the project, the straight-ahead, in-your-face Blakey style of his Birdland days kept coming to Ron's mind. Thus the title of the album, Ron Aprea Sextet, Remembering Blake. 2 of his own original songs are included on the record. Sophia, written for his granddaughter, and For Pete's Sake, for late bassist and close friend Pete Chaville. Ron Aprea's most recent project takes tribute to the next level. In 1974, Ron was invited by close friend, trumpet player Stevie Wonder, Rolling Stones, Steve Madaio, to show up at a session in New York. It turned out to be working on John Lennon's Walls and Bridges, and Ron became part of the horn section known as the Little Big Horns. Ron loved working with the former Beatles, always enjoying his music. The two became friendly during the project, and Ron has numerous fond memories from the experience. See John Lennon page. Much later in his career, Ron was invited to perform on Ginger Broderick's weekly television program, which broadcasts from New York every Friday. Knowing that she was a Beatles fan, Ron decided to jazz up a couple of Lennon tunes. Ginger was so overwhelmed, Ron decided on the spot that it was time for him to put together his own treatments of some of Lennon's songs. In 2014, Ron searched the Beatles catalog and put together a long overdue tribute to the musical genius of John Lennon and the Beatles. The resulting CD, Ron Aprea Pays Tribute to John Lennon and the Beatles, was released in the spring of 2015 to rave reviews. The spirit of Lennon is also reflected in the charitable partnership formed with AIDS for Kids. A portion of each sale will be given to the organization, which focuses on developing humanitarian aid projects for children and families around the world. Ron will continue to tour and support the Lennon Tribute CD, sharing his own talented spirit with music fans everywhere. Ron, please approach the bench.
And it says, Ron Aprea, saxophonist, educator, composer, conductor, and arranger, in recognition of your extraordinary accomplishments and contributions to the tradition of jazz, congratulations on your induction into the Trumpets Hall of Fame, October 29th, 2017. We love you. We love all of the recipients tonight, part of our extended Trumpets family.
I got to tell a story. I think it's pretty ironic that Sheila Jordan and I would be here getting this award tonight. We both had a mutual friend, Frank Foster. Sheila tells us that she knew Frank. She met Frank when he first came to New York. He was from Cincinnati, and Sheila was great friends with Charlie Parker. And Sheila brought Frank down to one of Bird's gigs, and asked Charlie Parker if okay, Frank sat in. He said sure. So that was I'm not sure what year that was. That had to be way back in the 50s, I think, or late 50s. And the story goes that Bird did what a lot of the jazz guys would do, the big name jazz guys would do. He put them kind of through the ringer. He played all these fast tunes and difficult tunes. And Frank just ripped through all of them, and Bird was like, wow, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, my relationship with Frank was a little bit after that, when Frank was writing and performing with the Basie Band, probably in the early 60s. And the irony is that without knowing any of this before 2 days ago, I had planned on being here with all Frank's music. So this is kind of wild that we're going to be paying tribute to Frank Foster tonight as well. But there's another little story that I want to. Enrico said he didn't remember how we met. Well, we met here about 6 years ago. Through a mutual friend. I don't remember his name now, but we came down here one night and he wanted to. He had heard Angela and I play, and he wanted to see if he can get us to work at your club. And of course, we got down there that night, and you in Italy. We missed you. But next time around, we did meet here. And anyway, to make a long story short, Angela and I performed here for a couple of years with our small group, just piano, bass, and drums, and Angela and myself. And we got friendly and kind of fell in love with these guys. They're such sweet people. And we would get together at various. We would invite them over to jam sessions and barbecues at my house. And Enrico had no idea that I had a big band. So we started talking at one of our parties. Enrico said, "You have a big band?" I said, "Yeah, I haven't been doing much with it lately. It's hard to work with a big band, and it's just so much work putting a big band together." So Enrico says, "Why don't we try to bring a big band into trumpets? Maybe we could do a night in trumpets." And I'm thinking, I wasn't really excited about the idea because of the work involved. I think, all right, I'll give it a shot. And Jimmy Young, who's here tonight, Jimmy, dear friend of mine, who's been playing with this band since the 70s, Jimmy gave me a hand, and because I don't know a whole lot of musicians in Jersey, and Jimmy lives in Jersey, and he knew all the good players here, and Jimmy helped me put the band together. And we've been here for 4 years with the big band. And I just wanted to say thank you to Enrico and Christine for giving us a home. Thank you.
And I know who was to introduce us was Mike. Remember he was Mike from what was the radio station? He was doing all the work on that. And he did quite a bit for jazz. He even set up a jazz network there for promotion and all. Yes. I can picture his face. I don't remember. Yeah. And we love you guys, and we're very, very happy to have your band here tonight. That's going to be a real treat for everybody. So let's hold on a second for a picture.
There you go.
Okay.